The history of Black Miami is inseparable from the city's very foundation. Before Miami's incorporation in 1896, Black Bahamian settlers had already made their homes in Coconut Grove. These early pioneers cleared land, built homes, and worked as the skilled laborers who shaped Miami's future. They were the city's first architects, masons, and craftsmen. When Miami officially became a city in 1896, Black men were central to that milestone. Of the 368 men who signed the city charter, more than half were Black. The first signature on that document belonged to Silas Austin, a symbol of just how deeply the Black community was woven into Miami's beginning. From the start, the community was culturally rich and diverse. Bahamians, Haitians, African Americans from the South, and others from across the Caribbean blended their traditions. Together, they built a vibrant cultural life, one that would flourish for generations. By the early 20th century, Overtown had become the cultural and economic hub of Black Miami. Known as the Harlem of the South, it was alive with music, business, and community spirit. The Lyric Theater, built in 1913, stood at the heart of the neighborhood. Jazz legends, blues singers, and entertainers from across the nation performed there, and Black Miami became a destination for art, music, and nightlife. But while Overtown thrived, segregation and racism placed constant barriers in the path of Black residents. Redlining, restrictive zoning, and Jim Crow laws confined Black Miamians to specific neighborhoods. Public facilities were segregated, and even the beach, Virginia Key Beach, was marked colored only. In 1939, the Ku Klux Klan marched through Overtown, a chilling reminder of the threats that loomed over daily life. The mid-20th century brought a new crisis: displacement. Beginning in the 1950s and accelerating in the 1960s, major urban renewal projects reshaped Miami. Highways such as Interstate 95 were built straight through Overtown, bulldozing homes, businesses, and community spaces. Thousands of Black families were forced out, scattering into neighborhoods like Liberty City, Brownsville, and elsewhere. A once thriving cultural center was fragmented, and Overtown would never be the same. At the same time, the arrival of Cuban refugees following the Cuban Revolution transformed Miami's demographics. While Cuban exiles built new communities and political influence, many Black Miamians saw resources and investment diverted away from their neighborhoods. Tensions rose as Black residents faced continued economic marginalization, even as Miami grew as an international city. Yet through it all, resilience remained. In the 1960s and 70s, community activists fought for housing, economic equity, and political representation. Programs like the Federal Model City program sought to address long-standing inequalities. The Miami-Dade County Economic Advocacy Trust and leaders such as Otis Pitts worked to create opportunities, including Black-led development projects like the Ted C. and the MLK Office Plaza, which brought jobs and economic stability. By the 1980s, new challenges emerged, from police brutality to the economic fallout of shifting city priorities. Yet cultural pride remained strong. Black Miamians continued to influence the city's politics, arts, and business. The rhythms of Bahamian Junkanoo parades, the legacy of Overtown jazz, and the determination of local leaders all contributed to a unique cultural identity. Today, Black Miami faces both the echoes of its past and the promise of renewal. Efforts to preserve historic Overtown and Coconut Grove are underway, with landmarks like the Lyric Theater restored as testaments to a proud history. Each generation continues to build on the foundation laid by the Bahamian settlers and the African American pioneers who carved Miami out of the wilderness. The story of Black Miami is one of resilience, displacement, and rebirth. From the Bahamian roots of Coconut Grove to the Harlem of the South in Overtown, from the pain of urban renewal to the ongoing fight for equity, Black Miami has been central to the city's soul. Its history is not just about struggle, but about survival, creativity, and the unyielding determination to shape the future.